Alright, hello, how's everybody doing today? I don't think anybody knows I'm on yet because I haven't advertised it. Alright, great. So let me go ahead and start advertising. Alright. Let's see here. Alright, going live. Going live. And then let's see. Okay. Alright, going live. Going live. Going live. Going live. Going live. This might get repetitive if I keep on saying going live. Okay, oh, Stream Elements just recognized it. Interesting, so that I get on and then there's like some amount of time before Stream Elements recognizes it. That's kind of funny. Okay, let's see. Did I plug myself everywhere? Alright. Oh, hey, first time chatter, New Baroque, welcome in. First time chatter, Fenwig, welcome in. Hey guys, how's it going? Let's see, first things first. If I don't start doing shoutouts, I'm probably going to forget. But everybody, New Baroque, he is a violin player and awesome. So let's shout him out. Let's see. Oh, New Baroque, or Nick. I don't know what you prefer to be called, but I am a new streamer. I've only streamed 4 other times. This is actually my 5th stream today. So I've actually, I'm not even affiliate. So that is, yeah, so I'm pretty new. But yeah, this is 5th stream, so this is my 5th stream ever. Let's see. So, anyway, for those of you who don't know, my name is Nam. I am a sleight of hand card magician, and I like to perform card tricks. So when we are ready, I'll be switching to this view. The keyboard will be moved away, and then we'll be performing some magic. Now, for anybody who is not aware, I have co-opted the StreamerSonglist, and you can do !TL to view my trick list. It's basically a StreamerSonglist, but I basically put magic tricks in it, and you can basically request any of those tricks, and I will perform them for you. There is one that is not magic, but everything else is basically magic. So, so let's see. Welcome in, Gibson Lens. Hello, hello. And let's see. We have Gibson Lens, another talented musician. He is a piano player. I like to bother him in his stream. So let's give Gibson Lens a shout out. Oh, actually, if anybody wants to request anything, let me go ahead and turn requests on. And also, if you don't know what to request, because a lot of tricks have names, but you don't know what they are, you can do !random, and it will put one random trick into the queue. So feel free to do that. Otherwise, we'll get started in a minute. So just wrapping up my advertising. All right. Welcome in, Chris M. Yee. Everybody, if you do not know Chris M. Yee, he is a variety streamer, plays video games. Usually I see him playing Fall Guys. Also has the Clip M. Yee show. So if you ever have any fun clips, you can send him his way. So, all right. Anyway, thanks for the lurk, but hopefully you are interested enough, you'll tune in, and if you want to interact later, some of these magic tricks are more fun when they're interactive. But anyway, thank you for coming. Let's see here. Shout out Chris M. Yee. All right. So, there we are. Okay. All right, 5th stream. So exciting. Oh, Chris and me found the card in the mail Saturday. Great. I'm glad that it made it to you without any sort of issues. You opened it on stream? Okay, my apologies. I could not watch the show yesterday. So I was actually attending two events. One event was actually a friend, well, it's like a family friends high school graduation party. And of course, I did some magic there. I impressed some, I guess, high school graduates going to be college freshmen. And then I went to play board games with my friends afterwards. So I had a really busy day yesterday. So I'll have to check it out. So awesome. Cool. Thank you kindly. All right, and basically, in lieu of any sort of trick that is in here, let's just get warmed up. So let's go ahead and add basically anything. Color Monty. All right. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody is doing well. Before I get started, let me take a swig of tea. So anyway, three card Monty is a game that you might see played on the street. Usually, it's by hustlers, people who are trying to con you out of your money, and basically, you never want to play three card Monty on the street. So this is a version of three card Monty called Color Monty, and normally the cards are held in the hand. There are three cards, and it's called Color Monty because they are specific colors on them. So we have a blue diamond, we have a second blue diamond, and then the money card, which is actually this red diamond. So we want to make sure that you follow the red diamond, and basically at each point we're going to ask you a question, where's the red diamond? So let's pretend I take the red diamond, place it on the bottom. Where would you say the red diamond is? I think a lot of people would totally say that it's on the bottom, but no, it's actually the blue diamond, or a blue diamond. Now, look, some people will say, oh, if it's not on the bottom, it must still be on the top, but actually the top card is actually the blue diamond as well. And so that means the red diamond's got to be in the middle, right? No, that is also a blue diamond. Strange, right? That's so weird. But anyway, now somebody's like, whoa, you have three blue diamonds. I didn't see any red diamonds. Well, no, you're wrong again, because if I want you to see the red diamond, I will show you the red diamond. There it is. So now here's the thing. If you say that the red diamond is actually on the bottom, it's actually on the top now, because, if I want you to see the red diamond, I will show it to you. And of course, if you think that, oh my god, there must be a blue diamond in the middle, nope, the red diamond is actually still there. But if I want you to see what I want you to see, I can make all of the cards look like blue diamonds. But at the end of the day, if you want to double or nothing, get all of your money back, or otherwise you'll lose double what you've bet at this point. I can make you a wager, one wager. So here's a blue diamond, and here's a red diamond. If you were this player, what would you guess this is? So everybody who is in the chat, feel free to make a guess as to what this is while I catch up with chat. Let's see. Oh, hey, welcome in, Orchestra Music. Thanks for coming in. This is just my first warm-up trick. I added this via random, but if anybody would like to add any tricks to the queue, you are welcome to. Exclamation point TL to bring up my trick list. It's really a streamer song list, but feel free. And if you don't know what to request, you can just type in exclamation point random, and we'll put a random one in the chat. Okay. All right. Clearly, nobody wants to continue to play three-card Monty, which, by the way, that means you have all taken my advice perfectly. So, thank you very much for listening. But if you guessed the blue diamond, you would be incorrect. You would have lost your money. If you guessed the red diamond, you would be incorrect, because it's not the red diamond. However, if you guessed green, that would be the correct color. But if you said diamond, that would be incorrect, because you would owe me all of your green dollars. And that, my friend, is why you don't play 3-card Monty on the street. All right. So let's see here. I think I made a alias. All right. Okay. Nope. Yeah, that worked. All right, great. All right. So first things first, we got some new people in the chat. Orchestra music. Thanks for coming in. If anybody doesn't know, Manny plays a lot of like groovy, chill keyboards, and there's like video game music, anime music, and he's a great guy and also hilarious because when he tries to eat beans or do not sit-ups. What are they? They are man. I don't do exercises, so I don't know the name of exercise. Sit-ups, not sit-ups. What are they called? All right. Anyway, I'm gonna shout shout out orchestra music. But yeah, I have fun over there, so I enjoy just listening. Usually the streams start when I'm at work, so I'm usually lurking. Squats, that's it! Sorry, I'm so bad. I don't know if you can tell, my flabby arms are not very strong, and thus I don't really do any exercises. I should probably do exercises. I have a pool, so I swim. I swam in it today. It was a hot day where I'm at, but okay, excellent. So we do have another trick. We have a trick request. It's the first trick request from somebody today, so we're gonna do it. Let's see. Manny, this one is called Trading Kings. I don't know if you've seen it before, but it is interactive. Are you in a situation in which you can make some decisions for me? Because it'll make it way more fun. Okay. All right, so we have Trading Kings as requested by Orchestra Music. And what we're going to do first is I have two packs of cards. They're obviously from different decks because normally they wouldn't have different colored backs. But if I show you, this is the blue backed pack. There's 4 cards here. And there's 4 cards over here. And these are the red backed cards. Now, believe it or not, they're all kings. Hence the name Trading Kings. But Manny, if you were to choose 2 suits, I need them to be different. So let's make sure that they're different. You choose 1 black suit and 1 red suit. So from the black suits, you can choose either clubs or spades. And then from the red suits, you can either choose hearts or diamonds. So your choice. Feel free to select either spades or clubs, or hearts or diamonds. And let's see, we'll sit for a moment. Let's see. Chris MU has requested Birds of a Feather. Awesome, saw it come into the list over here. Let's see. Spades. Okay. Alright, so that's the black one, and now a red one, hearts or diamonds. While you are selecting the red one, I will work on turning up the spades in this red pile. Because look, if I snap my fingers, we have turned one of the kings face up. And believe it or not, it is actually the king of spades. And so now we just need a red suit named from you. Diamonds. I'm going to go ahead and cast my shadow using my hand over the blue packet. And as I do my magic, it's actually going to turn over the diamonds. Believe it or not. Because look. Now here's the thing. You could have chosen any suits that you wanted. But do you believe not only did I turn them face up, but would you also believe that I actually swapped the piles that they were in? Because look, this is actually the red pile, right? Would you believe that this is actually the blue backed card? And then would you believe that this is the red backed card in the blue pile? Because look, watch. That is red backed and this is blue backed. Isn't that weird? But wait, I do want to show you one more thing. I did lie to you a little bit earlier. I did tell you that they were all kings. That was kind of a lie because, believe it or not, those are the only ones you could have chosen because there's actually no other kings on any of these cards. And that, Manny, is Trading Kings. Hopefully nobody loses any sleep over this. This is sleight of hand magic. I advertise myself as sleight of hand magic. There's no demon sorcery. It is sleight of hand. But if you don't know what can be done, this is really crazy, right? All right, let's see. Thank you for the claps. Chris M. Yee, Orchestra Music, Fenwig for the emotes. And let's see. Fenwig says, wow. And Orchestra Music says, dang, this is insane. Orchestra Music says, I literally might need to sleep on this. Yep, as I said, don't lose too much sleep over it. It's okay. Everything will be okay. All right. So let's see if anybody is just joining in or lurking and you've never tuned in before. Hi, my name is Nam. I am a sleight of hand magic enthusiast. I like to perform sleight of hand magic card tricks. That's basically what my stream's around. I use StreamerSonglist to allow viewers to request tricks, and I also try and make it interactive. As we just saw, Orchestra Music was able to interact. Let's see, I do have to set up for the next trick, which is Birds of a Feather, because I do have to find a bunch of cards. So, hang on. But how is everybody doing this fine Sunday evening? Or at least to me it's evening. Some people might be like afternoon or night. But how are you doing? Let us know. Let's see. Orchestra Music says, so far so good. Just got back home from my sister's baby shower. Ooh, is it your sister's first baby shower? Excited to be an uncle soon. Oh, that would imply that you are not currently an uncle. So that would mean that, oh, it's probably her first. Congratulations, or congratulations, I guess, to her, but also congratulations to you because you're going to be an uncle. So, yeah, new babies are exciting. If anybody didn't know, I recently had my first child last year. So she just turned 1 last week. So that's why I didn't stream for a week because I was celebrating her birthday. So that's what we were doing. All right. Chris M. Yee, what we have here. We have 4 jacks. And 4 jacks are what we are going to need to begin our trick of birds of a feather. Because sometimes you might have seen birds of a feather flock together, right? And so that is what we need to do here. Actually, I think you guys haven't seen anything yet. I haven't messed up, but I have forgotten what to do next. So allow me to just refresh myself in this trick before I proceed. Because, I don't want another boss trick, which, by the way, if anybody knows what a boss trick is, there are currently 2 floating about. So if they're not requested during this stream, I would like to close out with them today. But actually, just to an explanation of what a boss trick is, it is a trick in which I did not perform to my satisfaction in previous streams, and I haven't done it successfully since, and so I would like to do that. Okay, let's see. Oh, first time chatter, Vicky Vibes. Welcome in, Vicky. I believe I've introduced myself to you before, so you know who I am. But if you didn't know, I'm doing Sleight of Hand magic. I'm using StreamerSonglist to allow viewers to request tricks. If you want to do !TL, there's my trick list. If you don't know what to request, you can just do !random to randomly put a trick into the list. So welcome in, Vicky. Vicky is a streamer as well. Actually, let's give Vicky a shout out. And she plays cozy guitar, and that's basically why I associate Vicky as like the cozy guitar playing late night to me. And it is a great time. Oh, first time chatter, Gobot Cadet. Welcome in, Gobot Cadet. For anybody who doesn't know, Gobot Cadet is a piano player, and he plays a lot of keyboards, sometimes several at the same time. And all of his songs are great, and he can basically play anything, as far as I can tell. So, welcome in, Jovan. Let's give Gobot Cadet a shout out as well. All right, so many musicians in here. Yeah, so I have a lot of musician streamer friends, so that it's kind of easier for me to like network with you guys versus like also like Magic Twitch. There's not many people which I've already networked with. There's 2 other people that stream Magic besides me. So if anybody is interested in catching them, one is Infozar. And then the other one is also Hallowthorn. So if anybody's interested in seeing more magic online on Twitch and interacting, these are the other 2 people I would recommend. And I've actually gotten a chance to hang out with them as well, so they're both very cool. One lives on East Coast US, and the other one lives in Singapore. But all the streams are English, so don't worry. Okay, anyway, Chris and me, my apologies. I had a tease, and then I had to start over, and then people came in, so hopefully you're okay with that. Okay, all right. First things first. We have the 4 jacks, and the 4 jacks are going to be helping us out here. So what we're going to do is introduce the Jack of Hearts, and we're going to introduce the Jack of Spades, and the Jack of Diamonds, and the Jack of Clubs. So we'll place these guys over here. And now, Chris M., if you were here, I would ask you to go ahead and cut the deck a few times. Since you're not, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. But just trust that these cuts could have been slightly adjusted. I just want you to cut, you would have been able to cut first 3/4 of the deck, so like here. And then with this deck, I'd like you to cut about 1/3, or sorry, take 2/3 of it off. And then with this last one, cut about half, and then place that over here. So we would have a formation like this. Okay, so now we have our jacks, and we would like to mark each one of these places with a jack. So let's go ahead and mark one there. We can mark this one with a different jack, and then we can mark this one with another jack, and finally the last jack we can place on this pile. Now, for anybody who is aware of the saying, birds of a feather flock together. And that's because when we have birds, so let's pretend these horns, it's not really a set of horns today, it's actually a bird flying. So we're going to have a bird fly from this pile down to this pile, and then fly a bird from this pile down to this pile, and then fly a bird from this pile down to this pile. And would you believe that all of the jacks are now here on top of this pile? Chris M.E., do you believe this? Anybody else believe this? Because look, watch. All of the jacks have now flown down to this pile. But that's not just all. If you were here, remember, you could have cut and you might have been one card off. But would you believe that you have actually cut to another set of birds of a feather? Because they're flocking together by all coming up to the top of the deck. And if we take a look, let me show you one of these. It's an ace of hearts. Would it be strange if this one also was cut to an ace of diamonds, and this one cut to the ace of spades, and this one cut to, obviously, the ace of clubs? And that, my friends, is birds of a feather flocking together. All right. And I think I just saw some people come in. All right, let's see. I am JF Downs. Hello. Welcome in. Let's see. I saw you on the Clip ME show. Hi. Oh, well, thank you, Chris ME, for introducing me to some of your viewers. So thank you kindly. Yeah. For anybody, oh, let me see who else. I saw somebody else come in. Oh, Supernatural Writer. Hello, Supernatural Writer. Welcome in. Let's see. So let's see. My name is Nam, and I'm a Sleight of Hand magic enthusiast. So I've been practicing Sleight of Hand magic for only 3 years, not too long, 2019. But I got really, really interested in doing it. So now I'm streaming. And for anybody who is interested, I did a bunch of projects, personal projects for myself on YouTube as well. So if anybody is interested, feel free to check out my YouTube. I have a project that is 100 tricks in 100 days. Anybody can check that one out as well. But that's also on my channel. I also do magic tricks with like card game and board game components. So like magic with magic cards, magic with Pokemon cards, magic with Ticket to Ride pieces and things like that. So that's also on my channel. But anyway, welcome in. And if anybody doesn't know, this is a interactive magic stream. So if there's an interactive magic trick that I do and you requested it, you get to interact as well. Also, if you aren't aware, I've co-opted the StreamerSonglist to allow viewers to request tricks. And so you can do !TL for my trick list, and that will pull up the list. And if you don't know what tricks are, you can just type !random, and that'll just add a random one into the queue. So that is the spiel. Let's see. Does the camera make it more nerve-wracking to do sleight of hand? Well, I am JF Downs. I would say I'm at the point in which I feel comfortable enough in which the tricks that I've put in my list are tricks that I usually can do. If I don't do a trick to my satisfaction, I'll try and do it again in a future stream. I call those tricks boss tricks. So there's a quick explanation of boss tricks there. And at this point, I'm not really nervous about like the camera and stuff. I've done so many videos on YouTube with magic. It's just that the live aspect is actually easier for me to deal with because if you guys, I can still kind of misdirect you while you're watching live. It's just the fact that it's recorded. If people rewatch something over and over again, that part's probably a little bit more nerve-wracking. So, because this is a live stream. Most magicians usually when they perform magic, they have a set show or they do interactive magic for small pockets of people, and so they're not really subject to the whims of the audience. And in this case, like you guys could totally screw me and be like, "Oh, I know that Nam has messed up on all of these," and just request like the 6 most difficult tricks, and and then hopefully I can pull it off. But so this particular trick I had to start over, but oh, actually, oh, I forgot. I had to do a mulligan from the top. Okay, cool. So I just want to keep track of this. um, but we did it. So I succeeded. I didn't give anything away. I didn't give any away magic secrets. Anyway, the queue is empty, so if anybody would like to, I think it is. Man, wearing a white shirt on this particular. Hold on, I'm just going to switch views just for a second. Okay, yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah, so if, the queue is empty, so if anybody would like to request anything, feel free. And otherwise, I'm just going to be chatting with people in chat and about myself. So, you know. Oh, yes, reminder, it is exclamation point TL for trick list. There we go. So I've actually been hanging out a little bit with Vicky Vibes for a little while. So I joined an event originally supposed to be like a karaoke night, and then like I don't know, there was like maybe 10 of us, and then karaoke night ended early, and so I ended up doing magic for the rest of that hangout on Discord with her um, in her Discord in her live just hangout. So that was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let's see. Ooh, we have one. Excellent. The Devil's Elevator. Let's see. Requested by Orchestra Music. Excellent. I was wondering, Manny, was there any particular reason why you had chosen this one? It was not random, so was it the name? Was it the person, the creator? Was it like, oh, that sounds like an interesting name, or something like that? I would be curious to know. And while you're doing that, I am getting set up because it does not use the whole deck. I have to find a bunch of cards out of the deck. So. All right. Oh, somebody else has entered the chat. Hello, Elise. Welcome. How are you doing today? So she says, well, well, well. Hello. Well, 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 hello. Everybody, if you are not following Elise, she is an amazing cello player from South Korea. So let's go ahead and give her a shout out as well. Oh, I forgot. Supernatural Writer. I wanted to tell you that I have actually lurked on your stream, but usually when you're on, I'm either, if it's in the evening when I would be free, I can't interact. The other times is when I'm at work, so I would have to lurk anyway. But anyway, Supernatural Writer is a writer, if that was not evident. And but I caught a little bit of you working out the other day. So so let's shout out Supernatural Writer as well. Let's see. Oh, first time chat. Nico M. Hello, welcome in, Nico. Let's see. Alchemmutation Studios. Hello, Craig. How are you doing? Welcome in. All right. Thank you for the raid, first of all. Everybody, Alchemmutation Studios. Let's give him a shout out. Let's see. Musician, plays music, also is enthusiastic about magic. So I've actually found that he's interested in learning more about magic and interested in doing tricks. I think he's done some on his stream. I haven't caught him doing any on his stream, but I've lurked a little bit, but not too much. So let's see. Welcome in, Sencha. Welcome in, Goatsa Welcome in, Tiger Lily 1551. Welcome in, ES Rom. Welcome in, Infozar. Let's see. Welcome in, Grizzly Claws. Welcome in. Okay, I think we got everybody. Let's see. Anybody who followed, thank you for following. So thank you for following. Ethan is magical. Goats a Thome. Octavia 324. And thank you for hosting, Craig. Thank you kindly. Is Magic Stream a thing? So currently, Magic Stream is not a big thing, but there are several people. I did mention them all earlier. However, I see one in the chat right now, so we're going to give Jack another shout out. But Infozar is another streaming magician, so if anybody would like to see more live stream magic, he is someone to follow. And then also, just for, I guess, completion, the other third of streaming magic Twitch is also Hallowthorn. So Hallowthorn, yep, okay, let's make sure I can spell. All right, let's see. So Craig, you're welcome to request anything from my trick list, !TL, and we'll do that for you. You may know the name of some tricks since you're enthusiastic about magic. If you don't, that's okay. You can also do !random, and then if you're okay with me just doing this next one for orchestra music, we will go ahead and do that, and then yeah. So, all right, first things first. Let's go ahead and get to the correct view. So, all right, first things first. We had to separate some cards. So the cards that we're going to need are the 2, 3, 4, and 5 of a suit, and then 4 other cards that don't look like these cards. I like to choose, so this trick is called the Devil's Elevator. And the Devil's Elevator, I just like to choose the 6s and 9, not for the obvious internet reason. Okay, maybe a little bit for the obvious internet reason. But I like to choose 6s and 9s because certain angles it looks like 666. And, you know, it's called the Devil's Elevator. So that's actually the reason why. But anyway, so let's go ahead and leave the red cards over here. And we have all 5, 4, sorry. We have the 5 here. We're going to place the 5 here. And then we're going to go ahead and place the 4 here. And then we're going to go ahead and place the 3 here. And now we're going to go ahead and place the 2 right on the top. Now, for those of you who are not aware, there are many levels of hell. There's a lot of literature on it too. But let's pretend that this 2 is going to be in the second level of hell. So we're going to denote them by how far they are away from the top. So 1, 2 for the second level, 3, 4, 5. Now it's called the Devil's Elevator because anytime you get into the Devil's Elevator, if you know the secret maintenance code and you press the up button, it's going to bring you, in this case the 2, up to the top of the elevator. And now, if we go ahead and take the 3 and we place it in the third level of hell, we can simulate the same thing. They're just coming from a deeper level of hell. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now if I go ahead and press the elevator button, oh, I forgot. If you don't say ding, it doesn't work. So 2 got a little lucky because 2 didn't say ding. But 3 knows the secret. So the maintenance code and the ding. Because now look, the 3 is on the top. Now, some people believe that I might have some of the black cards in my hands. But no, there's actually no black cards in my hand. They're all those red 6s and 9s. But if we go ahead and take the fourth card, the 4 of spades, place in the fourth level of hell. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Close it up. And what we're going to do is press the elevator button using the maintenance code, saying ding, ding. Believe it or not, that's actually going to bring the 4 of spades back up to the top. And of course, some people believe that there's more than 4 cards here. But no, I mean, you saw at the beginning, right? There's only 4 red cards, the 6s and 9s. And now if I place this on the bottom in the 5th level of hell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And go ahead and close that up. And once again, we press the elevator button, secret maintenance code, ding. That has brought the 5 up to the top. And that, my friends, is how you use the devil's elevator to get out of hell. All right. Well, let's see what we got going on. We got some chatter in chat. First things first, let me clear the queue. The queue is clear, so if anybody would like to request... Oh, no, we do have something. Okay. All right. Elise says, I should just not stream and watch streams all day to catch up with all these magic and music streamers, lol. Let's see. Goats a Thome, Tricks as Songlist, brilliant adaptation. Oh, thank you kindly. As far as I can tell, I believe I am the first one to do it for Magic for sure. I actually think, I don't know how many other people have done it for a non-music use, but I asked around with some of my music streamer friends and music mods and things, and nobody could come up with a use case. So hopefully, fingers crossed that innovative stuff here. It's actually fun too, because let me just switch the other view so you can read this. I was able to change it so that it says trick and creator, and so it doesn't just say like song and artist. So that was fun. That is by the way, thanks to Taladar for helping me out with that. Let's see. Anyway, thank you for the claps, the emotes, the fire, the horns, Octavia, Craig, Infozar, Fenwig, Manny. Okay. Whew. All right. And let's see. First time chatter, the Brigand 42. Welcome in, Brigand. One time I tried to show a girl a magic trick at a bar and got the cops called on me. All right, let's see. Let's catch up a little bit on chat. Octavia says, ooh, Satan, yay! Let's see. Goats at Thome says, 667, they changed it after they fired Dave. Lol. Friggin' Dave. Oh, thank you for the ding as well. as we were doing the trick. Ding. I am JF Down says, my head hurts. Thanks for the noise, Octavia. Orchestra Music is still processing this. Thanks for the ding. I am JF Downs. Oh, speak of Taladar, he is in chat and has requested something. Thank you, Taladar. Welcome in. Let's see. Still catching up with chat here. I mean, at least there weren't ambulances. Oh. All right, yeah, no problem for lurking. To be fair, I would totally lurk for boba tea as well. So I love boba tea, or bubble tea is also known as. If anybody is not aware, that's what it is. So you're welcome, Manny. Thanks for hopping in, and I'll catch you on one of your streams, I'm sure. Okay, all right. So what do we have here? First of all, Alchemmutation Studios for the raid. We're gonna bump yours up because I think that is A, proper etiquette, and B, if you have to hop off, I don't want it to make you wait. So let's see, Little Devil. Oh, this is actually interesting because Little Devil is actually the smaller, more portable version of the trick that you guys just saw. And so this would actually be an interesting comparison point probably for you guys. It may not be as impressive though, but we're going to go ahead and do it. You picked this because there was 0. Yes, it's pretty new. I actually learned this like probably 2 months ago, so it's actually pretty new in my repertoire. But it's I think it's not horrible to remember. So okay, Little Devil. What we have here are the 4 6s and 9s that are in red to represent the devil, and of course we've got the Ace of Spades to represent our 1 card. So in the other trick, as a comparison point, we had the 4 different cards, the 2, 3, 4, and 5 of spades to represent. This one, we're just going to only have 1. And so here's the one that is going to be our 1 card. So, so if we go ahead and just leave the Ace of Spades over here, and what we're going to do is just place the Ace of Spades in the 2nd level of hell. And of course, everybody is now aware of the secret maintenance code, the button press and the ding. Ding! Believe it or not, it's going to hop up to the top. Now, if we go ahead and take it and we place it in the 3rd position, something similar is going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and, once again, secret elevator code, press the button, ding. Believe it or not, that's actually going to bring the Ace of Spades back up to the top as well. I know. This is going to be a repeat of the last one because it's basically very similar. But, okay, so now what we've got here is the ace. We're going to go ahead and place it in the 4th level of hell. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And elevator code. Press the elevator button. Maintenance code, ding. And here, once again, we've got the Ace of Spades. And of course, once again, some people believe that the Ace of Spades is hiding in here the entire time, but no, they're the same 6s and 9s. But look, if I go ahead and I place it on the bottom, it's clearly on the bottom, right? Close it up, snap our fingers, press the elevator button, maintenance code, say ding, the ace is going to jump back up to the top. And actually, that might have been boring as a follow-up to the last one, but for anybody who's interested in performance magic, one of the things that we talk about as magicians is the method of a trick. And it's basically how to do the magical part. So between the last trick and this trick, even though the plots seem very similar, the method, basically how you achieve the magical part, is very different. And so that's why this is probably more interesting to magicians, the last trick and this trick, versus actually seeing the plot. But there's a lot less to confuse you here. So like, it's just these 5 cards. I could do this with a borrowed deck. I could do the last trick with a borrowed deck too, but there's way fewer cards to follow along. And it still seems like, super, super interesting, super magical. So, all right, so we just had our devil duo. So we just had 2 devil tricks in a row. All right, let's see. So we have first time chatters. Welcome in the element of 1 and Austin Attack 12 and Twitch user Johnny. Welcome in. Let's see, for anybody who may be lurking or hasn't been on a stream before or just joined in, hi, my name is Nam. I am a sleight of hand magic enthusiast. I like to do card tricks, and this is my stream. I think the special thing that I can say that I've done with magic is that you guys get to request the tricks. I've loaded up a streamer song list with my tricks, and you guys can request them. But note, use exclamation point TL to show my trick list. And if you don't know what to request and you want to request something, feel free to just type in !random, and that'll add something to the queue. All right, cool. So let's see what we've got. Yeah, Goatsathome, 6s and 9s. Nice! Yes. Austin Attack says, ugh. And Craig says, brain slap. Chris MG, haha, Austin can't stand not knowing how it works. Curses! So yeah, also as a general piece of information, I myself have not been in Magic that long. I've been in since 2019, so I've only been practicing for 3 years. But there's a lot of free sources available, and if anybody chooses to search out those sources, a large majority of what I have learned is currently available on the internet. But I would recommend that you don't try and search it up unless you would like to perform Magic, because that'll take away from those of us who want to perform. So don't just search it up for actually just finding out the secret. It'll just ruin Magic for you. But for anybody who wants, and the thing is, Magic is an art, and if Magic was always kept secret, there would be nobody else to perform Magic in a few generations. So we have to teach the art of Magic in order to keep it alive. So that's my thought process anyway. Austin Attack says, I hate it, Chris. Craig says, lol, 696969. The devil's real number. I think some people would agree with you. There was a raid. Wait, did I miss a raid? Oh, there wasn't a new additional raid. Oh, no. Austin Attack raided. Oh, Austin Attack, you raided my channel. Austin Attack, I'm so sorry. Austin Attack, shout you out. I am unsure of what you do because I don't know if I've come across Austin Attack before. Shout out. Okay, first things first. We're going to shout out Austin Attack. Second things next. I'm going to see what Austin Attack is all about. Looks like variety streamer playing video games? Or gamer streamer? Okay, I'm going to give you a follow. Gamer streamer? I promise that I will at least figure out what happens on Austin Attack stream next time. So anyway, thank you for rating. Thank you for hosting. I greatly appreciate it. As a new streamer, I myself am a new streamer. This is actually only my 5th stream. So hopefully I've got all the glitzy, interesting stuff that streamers have, but just early. So anyway, if anybody likes games, follow Austin Attack 12. Let's see. Taladar says, I prefer my disbelief to be fully suspended. Octavius says, don't let magic go the way of Gaelic. Yep. Goatsathome says, good. Oh, is asking Austin Attack. Austin Attack, did you have a good stream? I forgot. That is like rating etiquette. I am unaware of. I just keep on forgetting. Let's see. Craig says, I love the skill and craft involved. It's wonderful performance art. Chris M.E. says, did you miss Austin rating? Yes, I did. I'm sorry. My apologies. I'm new. Please excuse me. I beg of you. Let's see, I hope all this is true. When you get a mod, my offer stands. All right, we'll talk about it later. I'm starting to hang out more with people in the community, and so we'll see. See, I know Austin is really about whether or not the Mets won. Oh shit, that is more than 11. All right, okay, let's see. What are we doing? We have more tricks in the queue. Let's see. So the next one is, oh yeah, this one is pretty new. Well, I knew how to do it from before. However, I've actually changed up my handling of this. Now, for people who are uninitiated with magic, handling is a way in which people will refer to how some magicians will perform the same trick. So like whether it be like a stylistic, way that they tell the story of what the magic trick is, or if they do something subtly different just to accommodate their performance style. Yeah, it could be something like that. So, okay, first things first. I have to set aside some cards, and then I have to remember how to set this up because I changed up how I set this up recently. Okay, all right. First things first. We have some cards. The cards that we have are here. They are the 4 aces and the 4 jacks. And the thing with these is that we want to do something super interesting with them. And oh, I actually still have my props from when I did my YouTube performance, which is actually not live yet. That's going live. I think I scheduled it for August. But let's go ahead and put these out on the table, and you guys can actually fully see what the trick is going to be all about. So first things first, let's go ahead and introduce the jacks. We've got the jack of spades. We've got the jack of diamonds. We've got the jack of clubs, and we've got the jack of hearts. So yes, this is going to be me performing a trick called Reset, themed as video game emulator save states. So as you can see, we have 2 buttons, the save state and the load state. And what we're going to be doing is, well, first things first, let me just show you the current state. So we've got the 4 jacks over here, okay? And then we've got the 4 aces over here, okay? And what we're going to do is remember this state. So the aces over here, the jacks over here. I'm going to hit the save state button. Boom. We have saved this state, whether you believe it or not. The state is now saved. Now, in order for us to proceed, when you save a state, it's usually right before you fight a hard boss or do some repetitive speed run kind of strategies, just so you get used to playing that part. But basically, the end result is you're going to change the state of the game. And right now, we just have an ace. And the thing is, some people think that all you have to do is use some magical gestures, and that will actually not do anything because, I don't know, magical gestures don't actually do much, right? Here's the thing. If we go ahead and actually interact with the world, with the video game world, and just have this card touch, you'll see that actually this is no longer an ace. This is actually a jack. Strange, right? But anyway, so as you progress and you play more of the game, you're going to be able to change more. And so if we do some magical gestures, once again, it's still just 2 aces. But if we touch, well, this is going to be tougher because the aces are actually face up. It's so weird. So I don't know when it's going to change. Oh, it's changed now. Look at that. Okay, so now that's a jack. Interesting, right? So first things first, as I begin to not mess up this trick again, okay, there we go. What we are going to have to do now is actually, sometimes you can interact with more than one thing. And we're going to have these 2 cards actually touch these 2 piles at the same time. And actually, this will change both of these aces into a jacks. I know, isn't that strange? That's so weird. But actually, that would imply that the aces are over here, right? So let's take a look. Oh, yeah, there's an ace over there. So that means they're all aces. Great. Okay, didn't mess up too bad. There we go. That's right. But when you do mess up really bad in a game, that's what the save state's for. So we've saved the state. Let me just go ahead and start over. Let me just go ahead and hit the load state button. Load state. And believe it or not, now all the aces are back over here. And actually, if you couldn't tell, all the jacks are back over here as well. Isn't that weird? And I can go ahead and show you and spread them out. You can inspect them at this point if you were here. But that is my handling and performance of the trick called Reset, themed as emulator save states. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and thought that was entertaining. All right. I will also assure you that most people who can perform that trick probably are not so deep into video games that they would theme a trick as emulator save states. Hopefully I'm the only one. But if not, I'll settle for being the first one. Let's see. There is some chatter in chat. Let's see. Let me go ahead and catch up. Yes. Oh, David Piano, welcome in. Magic on Twitch is such a smart idea. I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone else do this. Well, I would say that I haven't either, but that is not true because we have found other Twitch streamers who perform magic, and they are both InfoZar, so InfoXZar, and Hallowthorn. I believe if I scroll down, they might have already been mentioned, but if not, yeah. Yep, thanks Craig. Alchemy Mutation Studios has mentioned the other two streamers that also do magic. So if anybody is interested in more Twitch magic, they would be the ones to follow. Let's see here. As long as it's consensual touching. I believe that is in reference to my trick as I touch the ace to a jack. Let's see. Anyway, thank you for the claps, Chris M. Yee, InfoZar, Fenwig. And Fenwig also says, OMG, wow. Thank you for the wow. I appreciate that. Let's see. Chris M. Yee says, VGM, video game magic. Normally VGM is used for video game music. So, Craig says, nerd, lol, JK, and points to himself. Also nerd. Yes. All right, we got a couple of the tricks in the queue. Let's prep for the next one. This one was requested by Taladar. Let's see. Oh, before we proceed, I don't believe I shouted out Taladar earlier, so shout out Taladar. He plays a lot of retro games, actually. Speaking of being nerds and geeks and playing video games and things, so he plays games. But also want to thank Taladar because he is the one who helped out with the CSS to help me adjust the titles for tricks instead of songs. So welcome in, Waldozia, or Waldosia. How do you do? So let's see, for anybody who is just joining in, and for Waldosia, and anybody else who is just lurking, hi, my name is Nam, and Sleight of Hand magic enthusiast, mostly performing card tricks, but I have a StreamerSonglist that I've populated with magic tricks, and you can type in !TL to pull up the trick list and request something. So anybody who would like to do that, you're welcome to. And if you don't know what to request, you can just type in !random, and if you would like to put a trick into and that will just randomly put one in there for you. Anyway, guys, chat is feeling hyped today. I just wanted to say thanks for being here. Thanks for coming, especially because I'm a relatively new streamer. I don't have a schedule. I'm a relatively new father, so it's like kind of dependent upon whether my baby is sleeping and whether I can actually stream or not. But let me just go ahead and give chat a big hug. As part of the benefits of having this view, I can hug chat. Okay, all right, so for Taladar, we have got a trick called Aria. First things first, we have the 4 aces. And there's a lot of tricks that use the 4 aces. And the thing about 4 ace tricks is that aces have a lot of magic, and so that's how they work. All right, cool. Now what we're going to do, we're going to turn them all face down. 2, 3, 4. And on each one of these piles, we're going to be placing 3 cards. Okay? So we're going to place 3 cards on each one of these piles. And you'll notice that they are face up. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get each one of the aces lost in their respective pile and then shove that in the middle of the deck. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Stuff the ace there, stick that in here, it's going in the middle. All right, we'll do it again. Stuff the ace here, stick it maybe somewhere deeper in the middle. I guess deeper to the bottom. We'll do it again. Third. Stick the ace here. I'll stick that like here in the middle. Let's see. Taladar says, going to pretend this is Castlevania themed as Aria of Sorrow. Sorrow, man. I can't talk English good today. My apologies. I'm a crazy Asian. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. All right. Now, what we're going to do is something different with these last three cards. We're actually not going to stuff the ace in there and lose it, because what we're going to do is just give them a little shake. And believe it or not, after that shake, all of those cards have become the 4 aces. We have pulled them all back because there's no other aces in the deck. And that, my friends, is Aria of Sorrow. Thank you for the request, Taladar. All right, let's see. Taladar says, yeah, gotta stream again someday. It's been a long, long while. I mean, I understand. Streaming takes a lot of time, but I mean, I'm having a lot of fun, and like the initial reason why I wanted to do it was I wanted to continue to practice my magic more, and so you know, this is definitely giving me that practice. I get to think on the fly, I get to interact with an audience. Like if I just do the trick rote, I'm not gonna think of new innovative things, right? But if I interact with chat, you know, Aria of Sorrow, I wouldn't have thought of that because, you know, I mean, I like games, I like VGM. Let's see. Alchemy Mutation Studios, not talking English good is honestly streamer plague. Lol. Yeah, I know. It affects everybody. It's fair. Taladar says, dang! There's a lot of A's there. So, David Piano says, super smooth. Oh, what am I doing? I did not shout out David Piano. Everybody, David Piano plays piano. Thank you for the claps. Chris M. Yee, Infozar, Craig, Fenwig. Let's see, Aria of Sorrow, sung to the tune of Harvester of Sorrow by Metallica. Oh yeah, it's totally great for interlacing or interacting, and gave me an excuse to play or do art. All right, cool. Okay, let's see. We have a trick that once again uses 4 aces, which is great because I've already separated them, so I don't need to search for them again. And this is for Nico M. All right, thank you for the request, Nico M. And so let's go ahead and get started with this trick. So, full disclosure, I hung out at a graduation party yesterday. It was like a family friend's, their eldest son is graduating high school. And so there were a bunch of like teenagers basically graduating or has graduated, going to college next year. And I did this trick a bunch for them yesterday. And I'm not going to lie, some of the feedback I got, oh my god, mind blown. That is so cool. And I was like, oh yeah. So I was able to do some magic in real life yesterday. So that was pretty cool. Okay, so we have the 4 aces. The thing with these 4 aces is that if we do something interesting, like turning the aces face up one at a time, it would be really boring if we did it like this, because that's how normal people would do it. That's how normal people would flip a card face up. But the thing is, I am a magician, and we are on a magic stream. So we need to do this in a very magical way. So look, if I hold the pack and I give it a magical twist, believe it or not, that's actually going to turn up one of the aces, the ace of hearts. Now I'm going to hold the pack and give it another magical twist. Believe it or not, that's going to turn the ace of hearts face down. And it will turn the ace of clubs face up. Because look, there's the ace of clubs. And none of the other cards are face up. So now look, what we're going to do is hold the packet and give it another magical twist. And believe it or not, that is going to turn up another ace. I believe the ace of diamonds. Because look. Now I swear, the ace of spades is the most difficult. It is very, very stubborn, egotistical, narcissistic. Any other like horrible words you want to call the ace of spades. It's probably true. I swear it's because the pip on the standard ace of spades is more gigantic than all of the other pips on any of the other aces. But it's probably easier for me to demonstrate rather than to show you. So before we do anything, look, all the cards are face down. And even if I give it one magical twist, that is not enough magic to actually turn it face up. So I'm going to need some magic from chat. So if you are listening and not lurking and stuff, send magic via, just type in ones in the chat. Type ones in the chat. Even if I give it 2 magical twists, at this point some people would say, well, Dom, cumulatively you've given it 3 magical twists. Well, I know, but that's still not enough magic. So let's see. We've got some magic from Taladar. We've got some magic from Chris M. Yee. We've got some magic from Infozar. We've got wrinkling eyebrows from Alchemmutation Studios. Oh, also some magic, by the by. Oh, also a bunch more magic. Okay. I believe this is now enough magic because I didn't do anything. It was just there. And they were all face down several times. But look, that was enough to make the stubborn ace of spades turn itself face up. So weird, right? All right. That was twisting the aces. All right, let's see. What do we have? So we did get some magical vibes. Thanks for all the magical vibes, total magic, the ones, and also thank you for the claps. And so thank you for the claps, Craig, the nice David Piano, Chris M.G. for the claps. And let's see. Oh, Taladar says, and the magic is gathering. Yes, the magic is gathering. Pun intended. Funny story. So I have done a bunch of magic with magic cards on my YouTube channel. So if you check out, there's like 7 tricks that I've done with magic cards. And then also if the VOD is still up for my first stream, I believe Gibson Lens was on and he requested that I do some magic with magic cards, so I went and pulled some magic cards to do some magic with. I think, and this is under the presumption that once I become an affiliate, one of my first redeems is probably going to be perform a magic trick with Magic the Gathering cards. I think there's enough nerd geeky audience that that will probably go over well. So, plus I have a ton of magic cards literally on the shelf next to me. Like if hold on, let me just hide chat for a second. So these shelves that are right here, these white boxes, this is basically almost all magic cards. There's like a few games in here, but it's basically all magic cards. So they are there. Okay, there is chat, and let's see. And we have an empty queue. So if anybody would like to request anything, neither of the boss tricks has been requested yet. So those are also still roaming about out there. Let's see. David Piano says, magic, magic. And Craig says, yep, do it now. I assume it has to be said in an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. Do it now. Get to the chopper. My apologies if my mouth moving was a little disturbing. I probably should have done that in the other view where my head was a little bit smaller, so I didn't disturb anybody. Gibson Len says, the return of the Shieldred trick. I would love to do that. The problem with, so I had to set up for that, and I had to use a Shieldred from a deck, and so I have to pull that out. Oh. And then let me see here. Chris M.Y. says requested dazed. Okay, cool. We got another request. Okay, hold on. Long story short, my baby started to cry. I don't have to necessarily run up there right away, but just short, I am a relatively new father. I'm a father first. If she doesn't go back to sleep, I may have to bounce. I don't know if that means I'll have to log off, or I did have a secondary backup plan for this. Okay, hold on. She's quieting down. I don't want to jinx it, but my backup plan was to play like my YouTube trailer on stream. I'm not sure if okay, hold on. We're going to do this on the fly. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Okay, you currently don't see much. Okay, cool. Oh, you see something? All right, let me readjust the size of this thing. How does this look? And then, okay, so that is visible. I just want to see if anybody in chat can just tell me, can you hear the audio of the video? If you asked me 6 months ago if I was going to be uploading a audio is there but low. Okay, that's good to know. I'm not sure how to fix that, but okay, I just want to have that as a backup plan. The good news at the moment is that baby settled down. So sorry for the panic, everybody, but you know, I got a 1-year-old. By the way, her birthday was last week. Her first literal birthday. So she turned 1 last week. So super exciting. She has 8 teeth, already starting to walk. So some people would call her ankle biter. Yeah. And then let's see. Okay, so far I don't want to jinx anything, but I'm just gonna get set up for the next trick in earnest, with just the hope that everything's gonna be okay. Chris M.Y. Thank you for requesting this one. This is actually one of the tricks that like baffled me completely when I first saw it, and then I was like, oh my god, I need to learn how to do that. And I hope I don't mess it up. All right, cool. All right, okay. Okay, I'm just going to proceed with the next trick, and let's just cross our fingers. But anyway, thank you everybody for being patient. Thank you for understanding. And so, let's go on with the magic. Okay, Chris M.Y., thank you for requesting. I know I haven't done this on stream yet, so I presume that that's probably why. But anyway, I have a stack of cards. And so we have a 6 of diamonds. We have a queen of clubs. Now there's a strange property with all of these cards. These cards have this strange property. Now these 4 cards are not normal. Because if I just thumb through them, see, they look normal on the back. But if I flip them over and I show you the other side, they're also all backs, except for this one weird one right here. This one is a blank card. So I'm going to take that out for a second. But so look, we've got all backs over here, And we have some interesting thing that we can do with this packet. So this packet, if I go ahead and I just wave this packet over the queen of clubs, for example, something strange is going to happen. Believe it or not, all of the cards in the packet turn to be queen of clubs. Isn't that weird? Yeah, so now we have this 6. If I go ahead and I place this card actually just on the top, something interesting is going to happen with the packet. And just make sure that I don't mess this up, because look, if I show you that card is now on the bottom, but actually it's going to jump up to the top, but actually not just jump up to the top. It's actually going to make all of the cards turn into 6 of diamonds. Isn't that strange? That's super weird. Super weird, right? And then, man, I should probably brush up on this trick, because this trick is messing me up right now. But anyway, so yeah, so now all the cards are 6 of diamonds. But now look, if I go ahead and I take this blank card here and I just turn it over, right? I think something strange is going to happen. Did I do it right? I don't think I did this right. Because what we have here is the cards are going to turn blank, but I have to show you this weird wonky way because of what has become this situation in my life. So all of the cards are now blank, I believe. Yeah. Cards are now blank. All right, there we go. I didn't reveal any secrets, but that was so, you know, this will be a boss trick for next time, because not to my satisfaction, but still made it through it, but yeah, not as smooth as I'd like near the end there. Still wild, right? Yeah, for sure. It's okay. Next time it'll be better. We have the technology to be better. And that is Dazed. So it's still weird, right? Like 4 cards, you would expect, like, you know, it's just to be 4 cards, but like it couldn't possibly be like, let's see, 4 times 4. It couldn't possibly be like 16 cards, right? Like so let's see. Ooh. See, Alchemmutation Studio says, ooh, can I request a trick using the Polar Kraken? Maybe, it depends. I'd have to have one, and it'd have to be in a condition that matches some other cards that I could use it with. I don't know. It'd be tough. Let's see. Craig says, congrats. Thank you for the congrats. Chris says, what on earth? Pack it up, pack it in. Cloning technology. Nam has it. Well, thank you kindly. And Chris MU says, that's still a wild trick. I know, it's still wild. So, Fenwig, thanks for the emotes. Craig, nicely done. Thank you kindly, sir. First time chatter. Zilly Moogle. Thank you kindly for coming in. Long time no see. How's things? Okay. For future reference, you don't have to indicate yourself to me, because we try not to have people dox themselves, but there's enough aliases there that they are all okay. So, but anyway, yes, I remember. Hello, how's it going? Welcome in. Lovely to see you streaming. How have you been finding it so far? Admittedly, I think streaming is currently fun. So I did let everybody know earlier that I was starting to stream because I wanted to interact with people doing magic, because it's tougher to do. It's tougher to get like real-time feedback in YouTube videos, but also I get more magic practice in. So like obviously I can practice dazed again. So thank you for the request, Chris M. Yee. And let's see, Zayli Moogle, I stream for our gaming arena, so my name can't really be hidden. Thank you for the concern, though. Yes. I mean, there's just like things that I think Twitch prefers that people not talk about. It's like real names, ages, things like that. So I don't know, personally identifying information. But you know, better to be safe than sorry. Let's see. The queue is empty, everybody. And let's see here. How long have I been streaming? Cool. Well, I plan to go for at least another, 35 minutes. So we got time. So if anybody, and actually, there's still two boss tricks out there that have not been requested. So if anybody would like to, let's see. Zeli Mugu, have you been enjoying Twitch live so far? So yeah, actually, Twitch has been awesome so far. So for anybody who doesn't know, I've just been watching like a couple of gaming marathons for years, basically like Games Done Quick, and then ESA Marathon a little bit later. But that's kind of the extent of what I use Twitch for up until the beginning of 2022. And this year was the year in which I started hanging out in chat and actually interacting with people. And then I started using it as a way to listen to other music because, full disclosure, my music interests are pretty narrow. But now it's way wider. And so I started hanging out in a lot of musician streams, hung out with their communities. Everybody's very welcoming. Everybody's so supportive, especially like when I started streaming, everybody's like, yeah, go ahead, advertise in my Discord. I'm like, okay, thanks. Like, and so if it wasn't for like, everybody being so welcoming and warm, I might not be streaming because I wouldn't have wanted to stream. But because everybody was so friendly and, I was just like, I want to stream. So I'm gonna stream. And I did the YouTube videos for years, so it's like, that's not that much different. It's just, if I mess up, I mess up for real. Yeah, that's the problem with actually doing a live stream with magic, because if I mess up for real, I might give away magic secrets. So yeah, let's see. All right, Craig, your name is Bort, and you're at 67. I believe you. All right, so the queue is empty. If anybody is interested in requesting something, feel free. If you would like to see my trick list, I have co-opted the StreamerSonglist to be able to allow anybody to request magic tricks. So go ahead and exclamation point TL for my trick list if you want to request a specific one. And then otherwise, if you don't know what to request but you would like to request something, you can just type in exclamation point random in chat and it will add one as requested by you by @random. Note, there is one that is not magic. So if anyone wants to check that out, I believe I tagged it, so it is available there for your viewing pleasure. And so we'll give people a minute. If nobody requests anything, I will go ahead and request something random. And I do want to potentially do the two boss tricks. So I'll save some time. Let's say definitely in the last like 20 minutes, we'll try and hit a boss trick, unless somebody requests it. Oh yeah, and anybody who doesn't know what a boss trick is, that is a thing that I'm doing on my channel in which if I do not perform a trick to my satisfaction, it becomes a boss trick for a future stream. So it's kind of like a way in which I wanted to help myself reinforce performing tricks that I either mess up a bunch or like don't do perfectly, so that I do them more. Or hopefully my community, if some people are like persistent in watching some of my streams, they will be like, oh, that's a boss trick. I'm gonna make Nam do that hard trick again next time. So that's kind of like the intent. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to random something. What did I random? Restless Lady. So I'm gonna, while I'm grabbing the cards from this, how was everybody's weekend? So for me, it is a late Sunday evening. Hopefully everybody had a glorious weekend. What'd you do? Did you do something fun? Please share. And let's see, I do have a YouTube video in which I performed this trick as well, but I did it as the restless Jack, so as to not always force it to be a lady. All right. See, Alchemy Edition Studios. I got groceries. And books, brews, and booze. Books, brews, and booze. Thank you. Welcome in. First, you will be thrilled to know I made it safely out of the bookshelves. Yes. Hi, BBB. And let's see. Oh, if oh yeah, Zelly Moogle. Let me go ahead and give you a shout out because you are a video game streamer. And then also BBB, which is Books, Brews, and Booze, also streams, talks about, you guessed it, books, brews, and booze. Okay, all right. Oh, you stream on the Fort Los Toft? I don't know how to parse that, but okay. Oh, let's see. Okay. We'll shout out the Fort Los Stuffed. Okay. Let's see. Thanks, Crazy Agent. Someone in my house got a bunch of used books. Can't imagine who. That's like saying, I've got a friend that blah blah blah. Is the friend you? Yes. Has to reorganize shelves now. Gotcha. All right. Let's see. For my random trick, we're going to be performing the Restless Lady. Okay, first things first. We have 6 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, 8 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, and of course a card to represent our Restless Lady, the Queen of Spades. So if the Queen of Spades is a Restless Lady, the Queen of Spades, every time she sees all of the other people gathering together, she wants to be part of the party. She wants to be in there. So the thing is, if we go ahead and leave her over here, she's going to find a way to get into the party. So here's the thing. She just has to get an avenue to access the party. And then, wait, that didn't work. She just has to be given an avenue to access the party by the 6 of diamonds to enter the party. Strange, right? So now that she's here in the party, how do we get rid of her? We need to kind of find a way. So look, if we go ahead and we put her back over here, we just need to give her an avenue to get to the party. And so look, if we just give her an avenue to get to the party, she comes to the party. Is that weird? So weird, right? So now we've got here, once again, if we give her an avenue to get to the party, which I guess the party is dwindling because everybody's starting to go home, she'll make it to the party. So weird. And of course, we have just one final guest. But if we just go ahead and tell her, she wants to be the center of attention. She wants everybody to know that she is right here. And if I go ahead and show you, she is back. Now, as I said, she wants to be the center of attention. She wants to be everywhere. So look, if she wants, she can actually make herself appear as though she is everywhere she wants to be. Weird, right? But look, if I go ahead and show you that the Queen of Spades had a discussion with all of the diamonds and has like a change of heart, eventually, you know, there's a lot of peer pressure, wants to conform, wants to be good friends with them, and not just the annoying lady that comes over. The Queen of Spades will become a conformist and actually change into the Queen of Diamonds. And that is my handling and performance of the trick called Restless Lady. Alright, let's see. What do we have here? Let me catch up in chat. Oh yeah, if anybody ever wants to talk about books, Brews, and Booze, it's a great channel to do it in. Anyway, thank you for the claps, BBB. Thank you for the hype, Fenwig. Thank you for the dude. Let's see. Zelly Moogle, I just relocated on my own book collection to my partner's apartment, but we don't have a car, so I used a suitcase to walk them all over. So many suitcase journeys. Oh, my sympathies. I guess the good news is there was a lot of exercise there. Let's see. Craig says, modern magical woman. Yes. BBB says, poor Queenie. I know. At the end of the day, though, like, she gets to hang out with her friends. But this has come up in a couple of personal discussions. Is etiquette, like, and manners, is that not just a different form of peer pressure that happens to be accepted? Philosophically, I personally think it is. What do you guys think? Let's see. Poor Queenie. Cheers. So thanks for the cheers, BBB. Thanks for the claps, Chris M. Yee. Thanks for the woo, Ben Wig. I feel like I'm Ryan Slacko. Thanks for the yes, Octavia. See, it was both apartments have stairs with no lifts. Oh, but we made it. Books relocated and sitting pretty on their new shelf. Oh, Fenwig, indeed. All right. Let's see. Gibson Len says etiquette isn't necessarily from peers. Ah. Okay, actually, I agree with you there. It's not necessarily from peers. It is a social pressure, though. Societal pressure. So societal pressure, though. That's where a lot of etiquette comes from. That's fair. I agree with that. Let's see. Craig says, I feel like politely conducting yourself around others you respect is just good social behavior. It's not influenced but learned. BBB. Some of it is manners, but that can be subjective too. Yeah, full disclosure, I like philosophical discussions, although they're usually a lot more mundane than these ones, like what's a sandwich, what's a soup, that kind of thing. But like this one came up and it was like, oh, it's kind of serious. So, all right. So it has come to that time in which it looks like people are not putting things in the queue. So I'm just going to request the two boss tricks, and I'm going to put them in there, and then so yeah. Anyway, if anybody has any trick requests, this is last call, and then I will do the two boss tricks after that, and I think we'll call that a stream. Okay, all right. I guess it didn't match it on Picasso for some reason. That's weird. Okay, so first things first, we have a trick request that is like one of the few tricks that is not just a card trick. It uses coins. So let's get that ready. I mean, you guys can watch me set up. It's not really like super secret setup. Okay, so thanks for the request, Craig. And this is called the coin matrix. What we are going to need is 4 cards, 4 coins. We'll just use some of the cards from the previous trick here. And what we're going to do is we're going to teleport some coins around. Hopefully it looks super visual and like super magical, right? Because otherwise, why are we doing this? You guys can move coins and cards around. It's not like I'm doing miracles. So I think if we were on Infozar's Magic Stream, he has like the sound bit for a Star Trek transporter, and so that would be ideal for this. But I have not figured out all of the streamer tech. So anyway, would you believe I could move this coin up to this corner, but magically? Because if you don't, you should just watch. And this one can jump up there as well. And then finally, this last one can actually jump up there. And that is my handling and performance of the coin matrix. Let's see. Whoa, big news. Fenwig, you are my 500th follower. Man, Fenwig, thanks for following BBB. Congrats. Whoa, you're halfway there. Halfway to 1K. Living on a prayer. Let's see. Craig says, witchcraft. BBB says, thanks. Craig says, well performed, sir. Well, thank you kindly. Hopefully you enjoyed. BBB says, also, what? How do these freaking coins move? Well, actually, Hallowthorn does a crazier one. So his coin matrix is way better than mine. Mine is just like the simple one phase version. He does like it's like 4 phases. I don't want to spoil the trick, but like his coin routine is way crazier than this one. Sorcery. All right, and then all right, so that was last call. I'm just going to go ahead and close the queue, and we've got 2 more tricks to close out the evening. And if you guys would like to see them, I would like to perform them for you. So the first one, oh wait. Oh, okay, so the first one is called Too Many Cards. This one is a boss because I messed this up twice in a row. So it was a boss trick, then I messed it up the second time. Not only that, the first time I messed it up, it was like, okay, it was not a big deal. The second time I messed it up, I actually thought it was a different trick and set it up completely wrong. So if anybody wants to go back and watch those on the VODs before they are destructed, there you go. But I hope that I'm going to get it right today, because if I don't, it's going to be third phase boss. So, yeah. Okay. I feel like boss tricks need boss level VGM. Okay, that's great feedback. I'm going to have to remember that and try and set up something. I've thought about trying to put music in, but like all the music streamers all talk about, oh no, I don't want to get DMCA. And I'm like, and I'm like, oh, well, if I don't put music, then there's no risk of me having to worry about it, right? But as soon as I put music, I have to think about it. So I know that there's like free chip tunes that are like both royalty free and like free source or open source or whatever. So we could do that, but for the time being, you can just imagine whatever boss music you would like. So, all right, here we go. You have found a boss trick. Let's see if we can beat this boss together. All right, here we go. This trick is called Too Many Cards. Ace, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of clubs. That's what we're going to use for this trick. Now, first things first, here's the ace of clubs. If I go ahead and place the ace of clubs, clearly not on the top. If I press that devil elevator button again, ding, it's actually going to hop back up to the top. See? And look, I can do it again. If I go ahead and I grab it and I place it clearly not on the top. Once again, devil's elevator, ding. That's actually going to bring the ace back up to the top. Now I know what you're thinking. That was a little unfair, Nam, because I have 5 cards and you only have 2 eyes. So here, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to go ahead and take one of these cards out. And so now we have just 4 cards. So here, follow the 2 in a similar manner. Look, if I go ahead and I grab the 2 and I place it clearly not in the middle, and I go ahead and, once again, press the elevator button, ding, that's going to bring the 2 back up to the top. And once again, if I go ahead and take it, place it not on the top, press the elevator button, ding, bring it back up to the top. Believe it or not, the 2 comes up to the top. Now I know what you're thinking. Nam, that was unfair. You have 4 cards. I know. And you only have 2 eyes. There's too many cards. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. However, let's change it up for the 3rd card. Just a little bit. So if I have the 3, 4, and 5 of clubs here, if I go ahead and I place the 3 in between the 4 and the 5, I close it up, and I give it just a little shake, like this. Now, I'm not doing an elevator button. It's not going to hop up to the top. But would you believe that it's actually going to turn face down? Strange, right? Now look, if I go ahead and I turn the 4 and the 5 face down, and I stick this in the between again, and once again I give it a little bit of a shake. Did you see what happened? Because take a look. The 3 has turned itself face back up. That's strange, huh? And I know what you're thinking. It's not fair. Too many cards. So you have 3 cards and you only have 2 eyes. So let me go ahead and take that out for you. So look, what we've got here is these two cards, the 4 and the 5. Now, there's only 2 cards left, so ideally this would be pretty easy to follow. If I go ahead and I place the 4 beneath the 5, like so. We're going to go ahead and do that elevator thing again. Button press, snap. It's way harder to do this with only 2 cards, but look, the 4 comes back up to the top. Because if you take a look, the 5 is still on the bottom. Didn't you just see me put it on the bottom? That's so weird, right? But that's okay. Look, if I go ahead and I take the 5 and I place it very clearly underneath the 4, you would think that now 4 is on the top and 5 is on the bottom. But let me go ahead and snap, press the elevator button. Believe it or not, that's actually going to bring the 5 back up. That's so weird. And look, the 4 is actually on the bottom. But you're probably thinking, okay, all right, this is still unfair. I know what you're thinking. You have 2 cards, and I only have 2 eyes. Well, now you're trying to be a little bit unfair to me. But here, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and take out the 4. So now there's only 1 card left. And, you know, you must know, it's the 5 of clubs, right? Nope. If I do a magical, put it through my hand. Okay, it is a 5, but it's actually not the 5 of clubs. It's the 5 of diamonds. And that is a satisfactory performance of too many cards. All right. Let's go ahead and beat this boss. Beat boss. Boom. Boss tricks defeated. All right. Cool. All right. BBB says, oh, yeah, that's exactly why I have no music on my stream. Too much trouble. Yeah, I was like, okay, we'll see. So maybe I'll change it in the future, but for the time being, it's just simpler on my mental capacity to not worry about music. Let's see. And you have, okay, so Craig, you have advice on music? Great, thank you. Zelia Moogle, do you have a Steam Deck at all? They have some music clips built into their library that's pretty nifty. Cool. Craig says, the elevator is my favorite so far. I mean, so that particular elevator trick, there's a lot of elevator tricks like throughout. Basically anything where you're moving things to the top or bottom of a deck or a packet, those are all elevator tricks. So if you like the elevator plot, we have a lot of tricks. So BBB, that is amazing. This is wild. Let's see. Craig says, I would believe it, but I don't want to. Burn the witch! Zelly, thank you for the wow. BBB, thank you for the claps and the yo! Zelly Moogle says, excuse me? And then I beat the boss. Yes, okay. Gibson Lens, thanks for the claps. Zelly Moogle, thank you for the emotes. Fenwig says, what? I'm trying to get all of that capitalization in there. Hopefully that was accurate, Fenwig. BBB says, shenanigans. Alchemmutation Studios, lol. Do you expect less? I mean, I don't know. This is my only 5th stream, so I don't know what expectations I could have built up. But if they are strong and good ones, thank you. And if they're weak ones, then great, I can blow them away. So in either case, I'm winning. See, BBB, you sure you don't want to read out loud on stream? Your voice is pretty epic. Oh, well, thank you kindly. I have gotten compliments about my voice as far as like, you know, nice soothing voice. You think about a podcast, you've got a radio voice, and I'm like, when they say radio voice, that's my trigger to be like, 1.9 APR financing, $5,000 cash back, and that's when they laugh, and everybody's like, ha ha ha, and I'm like, okay. I do speak a lot on, you know, for a lot of my YouTube videos and things like that. So if anybody wants to just hear more of my voice, go ahead, just find my playlists on YouTube. Which, if you're not aware, There they are. All right. Oh, and I got a set performed on this thing. All right, that's one boss trick down. And now I believe we have the final boss trick, which surprisingly I think I performed perfectly on my third stream. Then I messed it up last stream, and I'm like, curses! So this time I would like to make sure that it is solidly in the good camp of tricks that I've done. All right, let's see. Okay. Exclamation point curses. All right, that might be a good one because I try not to swear using like traditional swears that everybody else uses because everybody else uses them. I want to be a little bit unique, so I use like curses, or if I want to call somebody, I'll be like, you pig tusked, dirty, filthy, animal barger. I don't know. Let's come up with a bunch of different words. Words. All right. What the cuss? Yeah, for a long time actually in college I used what the crack. So, all right. We have a blue deck here. All right. Oh, wait. I've got to start the boss encounter. All right, guys. We're fighting a boss. Thanks for being here with me to get through fighting this boss because he was easy the first time. I didn't think I underestimated the second time. So now the third time. All right, first things first. We have a blue deck. I do want to specify this because this is actually, I have all of the red aces. So they're from a different deck. So here's one, there's two, there's three, and here's four. So the thing with this is that we have the red aces, and we're going to do something hopefully magical with them. That's the hope anyway. So if I go ahead and I just place them down, if you guys are not familiar with the magic plot of ace assemblies, in Magic there's a general plot in which you place all four aces out. And I'm going to start this over because I can tell the boss is harder than I thought. So we're going to go back to talking for a second, and we're going to call this a mulligan. Mulligan. Luckily, we haven't gone too deep into the trick. Nobody's seen anything yet. Nothing is like super weird yet. So, my apologies. But this will also potentially, because like I messed it up last time, and this is like, if it's going to be the closer, it's like a good closer, you know. All right, and I'm actually going to be referring. So I have a magic spreadsheet. So of course, I think most magicians have a magic spreadsheet. But let me just take a look at my setup here. So we got this, that, this, that, this. Oh, I'm an idiot. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. All right. Let's see. I swear IRL, but the stream didn't seem to flow that way. It may seem weird, but the stream took on a vibe of its own. It doesn't, lol. I know what you mean. I think it's a mix of me and the people watching. Yeah, I mean, I feel like part of Twitch is like your audience, right? If everybody is like a filthy sailor mouth, then it's okay. But if nobody is, then it'll feel weird if you are. Okay, here we go. Take two. Once again, we have a blue deck. Words, 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 same intro. It's a blue deck. I have red aces. So here, we'll show you. The ace of hearts, the ace of clubs, the ace of diamonds, and the ace of spades. Now, with these 4 aces, what we are going to do is do something interesting. As I was explaining the plot of ace assemblies, basically you have 4 aces kind of split out into various different piles, and then you want to assemble them. Okay, like so. And usually the ace of spades is used as the leader ace, so that's where all the aces are going to collect. So what we are going to do is place some cards on each one of these piles. So we're going to place 3 cards onto each one of these piles. Okay, that's that first one. That's the second one. That's the third one. And then this is the 4th one. Okay. All right. So now we have 3 blue cards in each pile that are, they're like indifferent, they don't really matter. But each of the red backed cards are all aces. So first things first, would you believe that I can make the ace travel from here up to there? Hopefully in a very magical way. Because you can kind of still see it there, right? But look, if I go ahead and I mime pulling it out of this packet and I drop it into this packet, believe it or not, if I count through the cards now, that red card is gone. And if I show you, there's actually no aces here. And now if I count through these cards, before there was only 1 red ace, it was the ace of spades. But you'll see now that there are 2 blue backed cards and 2 red backed cards. Isn't that weird? So now we've got another pile. So still got the ace there, right? But what we're going to do once again is we are going to go ahead and mime pulling it out and placing it in there. I say mime because, you know, that's what I'm supposedly doing, but in real magic I am actually pulling the soul of that ace and then placing it into this pile, right? And if I go ahead and snap my fingers, the ace is gone, because if I show you, there's no aces here. And actually, if I just spread now, there are 3 red cards and only 1 blue card. Yeah, I know. Isn't that amazing? That's so weird. And now for this last one. Let me just go ahead and show you. Some people are kind of like, no, there's no way that red card is totally an ace. No, it's definitely still there. Like, it's still there until I pluck it out. So look, if I place it here, look, watch. If I go ahead and I close it up, I pull the ace's soul out and I place it into this pile. If I show you all of the backs, they are all blue. And if I show you all of the fronts, they are all not aces. Isn't that weird? And if I show you all of the cards here, they're actually all now red backed. And if I show you, they are all 4 aces. And that is me beating the boss trick! Yeah! Alright. Let's go ahead and beat this boss. Boom! Alright. Oh man, there's a lot of chatting. What the cuss? I say crumbs, sweet niblets, good gravy a lot. Bloody hell. Let's see. Fiddle DD, that will require a tetanus shot. Not all together, of course. I mean, not yet. Let's see. Alchemmutation Studio says, I just swear freely. It's expressive. Colorful language just makes me happy. Oh, yeah. Or, foreign language. Who doesn't like colors? I think people who are really heavily colorblind probably don't like colors. Actually, funny story about that because I have a friend. She has a brother whom is colorblind, and he thought that he was painting his room white because he was colorblind. It was actually pink. And when he realized it was pink because he brought one of his friends into his room, he was like, "Sis!" Yeah, didn't turn out well, but I thought it was hilarious. Let's see. Have you heard a bird in hand is much better than any number free to wander? I mean, if you've ever seen the movie The Birds, yeah. Let's see. Craig flips table. You can go pluck yourself. All right. Thank you for the hypes and yays and claps. Fenwig, Zellymoogle, Alchemmutation Studios. Thank you kindly. And with that, I believe I can call this a successful 5th stream. Let's see. My apologies to anyone who wants to potentially see me on a more predictable schedule, but because I have a kind of unpredictable schedule and I'm a pretty new streamer, I don't have a schedule right now. But statistically speaking, I have been on Sunday evenings more than most other instances of my streams. So I'm not going to claim I have a schedule, but that's kind of like insider's information. That being said, if you would like to give me a follow, I would greatly appreciate it. I am on my way to trying to become an affiliate, so there we go. Other than that, I would like to thank everybody for coming in today. Thank you very much to the Raiders, Austin Attack 12, and Alchemmutation Studios. Thank you very much. I would like to thank everybody who followed today. Thank you. Thank you kindly. I appreciate it. I would like to thank everybody who requested a trick and interacted with any of the tricks. Thank you very much. Without you guys, it makes doing magic less fun because if you really think about it, right, if I'm at home practicing by myself, I'm not doing magic. Like I know how it's done, right? So there's no magic happening. The magic happens in the minds of people who are watching. And because the magic happens in your minds, that's where the magic happens. So anyway, thank you all very much. Let's go find a raid target. I typically have a bunch of musician friends that are always streaming, so I tend to raid them. But if anybody has any idea on who else they would like to raid, you can suggest it to me. I'll probably either follow or just look into them, but I'll keep them in mind for next time. So let's see. Schedules are for the week. Yes, schedules are for the Sunday through Saturday week. It's fine. IRL takes priority, especially parent life. Just nice to see you streaming. Well, thank you kindly, Zellymoogle. I am having fun, and hopefully I see you back here another time. This concludes Heroes of Might and Magic 5. Let's see. Craig, happy to support, my friend. Well, thank you kindly. We are the magical ones. I will pronounce that perfectly fine. Let's see. All right. Cool. Ooh, there's actually somebody that is streaming that I would like to raid. Let me see if she's not abandoning her stream anytime soon. Okay. She tends to go long, but we're going to do it. Okay. All right, everybody. I found a raid target, so we are going... Oh, wait, everybody. I have a raid call. If you would like, please copy this raid call. And we are going to be raiding Pianist Miri. So, raid So yeah, she knows me as the epicurious guy in her chat and stream that likes to cook and post my food pictures. But I've wanted to rate her for a while, but our schedules never seem to line up. But today, I'm gonna do it. Also, she has a lot of viewers, so it helps get me exposure. So I'm basically gonna try and raid all of my music streamer friends, but if I can get extra exposure, I'm going to take that. So anyway, once again, thank you everybody for joining in and coming in, and hope to see you next time. And if not, a lot of you know where I'm in a bunch of other people's Discord servers. I don't have my own, so and I'm usually responsive on like my YouTube videos if anybody comments on any of those. So all right, so anyway, thank you very much. You have a glorious day. Thanks for watching.